or Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, all glory, all honor, or you could say, Kol Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well and taught us his truth. Peace and salutations to the whole for elect. Right, this is your brother Thabo Wa'ah coming back to another lesson in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And what I said earlier is Kol Halayim La Yahweh, which call means all. Halayim means praises. La means two. So all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which that is the Paleo Hebrew, which Paleo means ancient, right? And Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh and Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, which Yahweh means he is to be, or he exists. Bahashem means in the name, and Yahweh Shai means he is salvation, or he saves, or he delivers, right? Which those are the names that you need be calling upon pertaining to salvation, to be delivered out this motherfucker, right? But as we go on throughout this video, we're going to be going into the MOTB, which is the RFID CHIP that's going to be implemented. And we know that we have a bunch of bug out doctrines going around. You have little what do you call those, parrots, right? Who are they? Just which is Sakari. They'll just they'll agree with certain things that GMS says, but a lot of things they won't agree with. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. It's retarded. But the MOTB, they agreed with it upon. They obviously see it. It's a chip, but they don't really speak upon it. You know what I'm saying? Then you got IUIC saying the mark of the beast is sin, right? Which, in a formal way, they right. It is sin. It is. If you take the mark of the beast, you're going off. You're sinning. So you're going off. You are sinning. If you take the mark of the beast, you're going off and you're sinning. You're going off and you're sinning. But is it physically sin, like where you just no, it's not physically, like it's not used as, it's not sin. That's not the definition of it. It's not sin. Because we all sin. You see, the scriptures talk about how we all sin and fallen short of the glory of the Most High, man. So if that, Paul would have had the would have had the mark of the beast, right? Paul, right, and all the other men that went off and sinned. Well, their excuses, in that time it wasn't implemented. This time it's gonna be implemented. It makes no fucking sense. It's just a bunch of confusion, and the scriptures talk about how the Lord is not the author of confusion, man. So it's not physically sin, but if you take it, you are sinning and you are going off. So like they said, if it right there, if it is sin and you take that mark of the beast, you're going off. So that means IUIC, they can't take the mark of the beast because it's sin. So they gonna go off. You shouldn't take it. And it's just all bugged out. It makes no fucking sense. But we see that the time is increasing. The scriptures talk about, for the elect's sake, the days shall be shortened. And time is increasing, and we see that that we are very close. We're right at the door to the MOTB. And before anybody says, y'all been saying that for months. Well, yeah, we've been saying that for months, because the more the months go by, the closer it's getting, right? And the scriptures talk about in Revelation, right, chapter 12, verse 12. Right, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he had none but a short time. So the devil represents Esau. You know what I'm saying? Esau, the so-called white man, right? It's coming down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he has none but a short time. So this is where you're going to see these draconian laws and these different types of things on the earth take place and being pushed out forcefully. You see, they're going to be pushed out forcefully because he knows the devil has none but a short time. The devil knows he has none but a short time. You see, before the Lord comes back and destroys his dumb ass, you know what I'm saying, which is Esau. This is why you see things being pushed out faster, right? Things speeding up, time speeding up. Ultimately for the elect's sake, but just in time for prophecy. You see? And I have I have a video right here. It was for 3 months ago. I wanted to bring out the video. It says it says first person with Elon Musk Neuralink chip speaks out, right? And we know that that this chip can heal, people. Well, if they say it can heal people to walk, right? To be able to move again. Like people who have disabilities be able to move again, and that just goes to show you that movie Upgrade is true. If you watch the movie Upgrade, right, that dude where him and his wife were in the car, they ended up getting into a crash. If I'm not mistaken, he gets taken to the hospital and he can't. His legs are messed up, and he can't. They had to cut him off. Sorry, he keeps his legs, but he couldn't use his legs. But roughly paraphrasing the movie. But then he goes, eventually in life he's depressed. He meets this man. This man puts a chip in his neck or his brain or something to that effect, and he's in. It's like there's like something in his brain that can talk to him. That it's like a microchip. That microchip could talk to him. It's like a robot in his head, and he was able to get up and walk and shit after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just showing you that. I get to the little clip.
About letting Elon Musk loose inside your mind. Well, our next guest did exactly that, volunteering for the first ever Neuralink brain chip.
When I first actually,
and wonder how much people who they sacrificed to get this brain this chip in their head, because they had test dummies, and this dude was another test dummy. It just happened to work on him and not the other people who took that risk.
Actually moved the cursor with my mind. It blew my mind for like a whole day, and to be able to be useful in some way, it completely changed how I live.
Paralysed from the neck down after a diving accident 8 years ago, 30-year-old Nolan Arbor is the first person to be implanted with Neuralink's brain chip.
It was like using the force.
The technology promising to allow him and others with paralysis to control technology with their minds.
The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving.
In less than 2 hours, 64 threads, thinner than a human hair, containing over 1,000 electrodes, are attached to a patient's brain, transforming a person's thoughts into actions. Nolan's now able to operate an iPad, play chess, even dominate at Mario Kart. Arbor is the first participant in a 6-year trial to test the safety of Neuralink's device, Musk spruiking the upsides of his latest invention.
Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal.
For now, though, Nolan is just happy with his latest upgrade.
I'm basically like all of y'all, just with a bit of hardware in my skull, a bit more compute power, and that's about it.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
Nolan joins us now. Nolan, this has been tested on pigs and monkeys, but you are the first person, the first human to have this procedure. What made you want to be the first guinea pig?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I just wanted to do my part and help move this technology forward. There's a lot of promise in this. There's a lot of good that it can do for the world, and I just felt like if anyone should take that step and take that plunge, then it should be me, and I will take any of the headache and heartache out of it for anyone coming after me. Anything that'll go wrong would go wrong with me, and I pray that doesn't happen, and it really hasn't so far. But yeah, it's been great. I thought that, why not me?
With any surgery, there are risks. Did they warn you that something might go wrong or could go wrong during the surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a...
We're not going to get, sit in this, but I'm going to show you what the RFID the chip looks like, and what, this is what Elon Musk Neuralink, this is Elon Musk's Neuralink. Right, that was the first dude that got, successfully, they implanted it in, and he survived, right? But we're gonna show you, and this is gonna be like a hinge where how they put it in, but you see it right here, You see? And it goes under your skin. Right? And that's the little chip. And there might be another picture of it. Probably not right now. But let's go back to Revelation, the 13th chapter, and let's read it. And we'll start at the 16th verse. And it says, and he causeth all, right? And it's a he, right? So it's obviously a man that they're speaking of, right? Causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And when you go into that word mark, it's charagma. It's charagma. Lucky, one moment. See if we open up another tab. Okay, so yes, charagma. Let's play it. So like, let's just read. Let's get into it. You know, this internet tripping, but yeah, it's charagma, and it means. Let's see if we can play it now. That's a. This is a stamp, imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead of the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. The mark branded.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Yeah, charagma, right? It says things carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images, right? And the thing, actually, there's three. Actually, all these definitions are actually pretty good, but when you go into that word imprinted mark, imprinted, right? It means imprinted means imprint or stamp on a surface or body, which it's a physical stamp. It's a physical stamp. It's not no spiritual stamp. Esau, you gotta realize Esau is a carnal man. He's not a spiritual man. So it's everything's gonna be physical with him, right? He's not spiritual. He's carnal. So it's a physical. It's an imprinted mark. So it's a physical mark, right? So it's the mark branded upon horses. And when you look at a mark, right, that's branded upon horses, it's a physical mark. That's the same thing this MOTB is going to be. It's going to be a physical mark. Things carved, right? Sculptured or graven work, which is really surgery. It takes surgery. Carved, sculpture, you see carved within your flesh. So it's showing you this is it's a physical mark. And I'm pretty sure when you go into the root word, right? This is a pale or stake, which a stake, I'm pretty sure, is that thing where I showed you where they're gonna use to put insert that RFID hit. Let's see if we could surgery tool. See if it'll yeah, right here. The thing I just showed you. It looks something similar like this, but look at the surgery tools that they use, stake. When you look it up, so you know what they're gonna use to insert this chip, right? A pale or stake, a palisade or rampart. So yeah. So going back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you won't be able to buy or sell. So what does that mean? You won't be able to live in a society. You're going to be casted out of this society unless you take that mark of the beast, right? Which is the MOTB, was the RFID hit. So if you won't be able to live or function in society, so you're gonna be casted out of the society. You see how yeah, and there will be no way for you to be function in society once they make that a chip mandatory, man. You're gonna be casted out, right? And then it says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beasts, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 636. Which their whole mindset, which Esau's mindset is to have dominion over all the people, right? So he's in full control over all the people. And this is why the scriptures blatantly go into how he opposes himself and exalts. Let's start with Isaiah chapter 14 and verse, we'll start at 13. It says, and I'll start at verse 12, right? It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down from the ground, which didst weaken the nations? What this is talking about, the high top wicked elites. It's not talking about physically saying, you know, they use, oh, Lucifer saying the same people they Lucifer. No, it's talking about the high top wicked elites. For it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So, and this is the mindset of Esau. You see the so-called that he will ascend into heaven, that he will exalt above the throne of the stars of the Most High, because they're pushing out a form of transhumanism also, which when you go into transhumanism, which just get that, right? When you go into transhumanism, what is transhumanism? Right? It says transhumanism is a philosophical, I don't even know how to say that, intellectual movement that advocates the enchantment of the human condition, developing and making widely available new and future technologies that can greatly enhance longevity, condition, and well-being. And this is that God complex that Esau has. You see, anti-aging and artificial intelligence, AI. It's really just AI. You see, and this is what they're trying to make themselves into gods ultimately. That's why there's certain movies where they're able to transfer they're able to store their memories and their consciousness onto a chip and able to place it onto another man. And right now there's actually articles coming out how they're putting human brains in robots. And that's just wicked as hell, man. It's just wicked. It's just wicked what they're doing. But that's that God complex he has. And this is showing you the God complex he has. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this is what he's trying to do. Have complete control and dominion over the world. This is what Esau is trying to do. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4. Who opposes himself and exalts himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped. You see, because he's trying to be worshipped. So that he is as the Most High, sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. You see, so that's that God, like I said, that's that God complex that Esau has. Where they're trying to live forever. Right? They're trying to be the gods of the earth, ultimately. You know how when the kingdom comes and we're in the kingdom, how our bodies, because he knows this, our bodies are going to change and we're going to become, you could say we're going to become gods again. We're going to be brought back to our original estate. So that's what Esau is trying to do in a wicked form. He's trying to make himself as a god. Right? That's why when you get the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3, it talks about the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And who dwells in the clefts of the rock? Esau, Edom, right? Whose habitation is high. And a way you could prove how his habitation is high is what? Look at all these buildings. Look how tall these buildings are. Why do you gotta have all these tall buildings up over here? Right? That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You see? That's that pride. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Because he thinks that his houses are gonna dwell forever. Right? Psalm chapter 49. And this is verse right here. This is Psalm chapter 49 and verse 11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And that's why they have shows of them coming out the bunkers after the nuclear destruction hit, them coming out the bunkers and them coming out the bunkers surviving. But they're not going to come out the bunkers and they're going to run freely around the earth. Hell, we're going to be the ones having control and dominion over the earth at that time. We're going to be the ones taking the top wicked elites out the bunkers. And they're going to be our first slaves, right? It says, shall continue forever in their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Yeah, they call the lands after their own names. First, they take it these lands brutally by force, and then they call them after their own names. But yeah, so that's that God complex of Esau, man. trying to live forever. But yeah, this is what they're trying to do ultimately. They have full control and dominion over the earth. And you taking that chip, certain varieties of certain things that is gonna come with it is that they're gonna know, obviously what you're buying, right, what you're selling, right. They're gonna have full control over your life, full scale over your life. And right now they already have full. They can already see what you're buying and selling. They already seen where you're using your social security card on. So what makes you think that with this chip, and more with this chip, they're most likely gonna be able to control your emotions? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Control your emotions, right, and what you do, right. Like I said, that movie Upgrade, there was like a robot in his brain. Who knows what Elon Musk is gonna do? He's gonna try to be in your brain, but it's cause But right here it says it caused all but small and great, rich and poor, free mind to receive a mark in their right hand, which it really doesn't matter what hand, right, or in their foreheads, which is really their brain. So that's what it's going to show you. But yeah, like I said, they're gonna have they're gonna have full control over you, and they just want to monitor. They want to be able to monitor the whole earth in that specific rate, And Esau is really just trying to get back to his birthright, but he can't do it. He's not gonna be able to do it. But Yahweh Ratazah, I hope this was edifying. Before I close off, I want to give all praises, all glory, all honor to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kodash, double honor to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone, who rule well and teach well. Peace and citation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.